divided our country.
Sir, Democrats have control of the White House now. They didn't in 2020. If they are going around stealing elections, why
when you
didn't
say
they
Democrats
do it
have control
Watch his answer
of the White House?
Yeah.
So why didn't they steal this
Perfect
election?
answer.
Since they have more power
Watch
now.
this.
Because I think it was too big to rig.
Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. That was the first interview that President Donald Trump and President-elect of the United States granted since after the election. He granted that interview to NBC News with the moderator, Christine Walker, trying to pin him down on the 2020 election, in which Donald Trump alleged that he was rigged out. And Christine Walker asked Donald Trump, you complained that the election of 2020 was rigged. Now that you have won the 2024 election, can you now say that you were wrong, that you lost the 2020 election? Donald Trump doubled down and said no. He insisted that the 2020 election was rigged, that he was rigged out. And Christian Walker now say, okay, you were saying that the Democratic Party was going about stealing an election, that's rigging an election. How come that in 2020 they were not in charge of the White House? They were able to rig you out. But look at 2024, when they are in control of the White House, and you won. Why didn't they rig it? And Donald Trump gave an epic response. He said because they couldn't rig it in 2024 because the victory was too big to rig. Too big to rig. In fact, many media outlets, especially those independent media organizations in America, that was some of the headline they ran with on that story. Too big to rig. And how is it important to Nigeria? It is important to Nigerian opposition because that is the only way to be able to defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. The defeat of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 must be so overwhelming that APC will not know where to start to rig the election. They cannot be able to rig it when it is too big to rig. When the victory is so overwhelming. You can see the victory of Trump. He did not only win the popular vote, he won all the contending states that was at stake. Okay? The battleground state, he won all of them. That was why he was confident enough to tell Christine Walker the reason why they couldn't rig the 2024 election was because it was too big to rig. And that is the only way the opposition can save this country in 2027 is to ensure that the victory of the opposition will be too big to rig. Of course, we know that the institutions of the states, just like in America, work for the Democratic Party and the incumbent president. The institutions of the state in Nigeria are working for the incumbent, whether we like it or not. Already the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has appointed the Chief Justice of the Federation. By next year, he's going to appoint the INEC chairman, the Independent National Electoral Commission chairman. These two institutions will determine the outcome of the 2027 election. If the victory was not too big to rig, and INEC declares Tinubu the winner, you go to court. The court, it would end up at the table of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, appointed by Tinubu. How can that be overturned? It will be difficult. But if it is too big to rig, there will even be no need of going to court. it is Tinubu himself that will try to go to court. But the victory will be so overwhelming that you don't need to go to court. Just like the American, the Democratic Party that were defeated, I've not had any news about going to court. Okay? It should be so overwhelming. What the kind of defeat that will defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu and even his strategists will be confused of what to do is that to ensure that out of the 36 states of the Federation, you can allow him, if he can win only in Southwest, where people might vote for him without regard to his performance. Okay? Let us say he get only votes in Southwest, and it is not new. Chief Obafemi Awolowo used to get votes in Southwest. He never made him president, so Tinubu can be restricted to getting his votes in states of the Southwest by the majority of the North voting against him, majority of the South voting against him, majority of the Southeast voting against him. There's no way he can be president. No matter the rigging machinery they will put in place, it will be difficult. It will be too big to rig. That is the lesson that Nigerian opposition have to learn from Donald Trump. If not, if they don't do it like that, it will be easy for the election to be manipulated. It will be easy for them to be scattered as opposition, and nothing will come out of it. People will say go to court, and you will go to court, and it will be the same old story. But if they have the mindset, if the opposition leaders and the Nigerian people say enough is enough of what they have passed through under the All Progressive Congress, the suffering of Nigerians since the last 10 years of the APC in power, what this country has passed through, where everything has headed south in every indices of development. And Nigerians say enough is enough. And they spoke in one voice in Northeast, Northwest, North Central, Southeast, South. There is no way that the rigging will be possible. The outcome of the election will be too big to rig. And the APC will be history in terms of the presidency going forward. That is the lesson that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, and Alhaji Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso, the presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party. These are the lessons and takeaways they should take from this epic interview by Donald Trump on how to defeat an incumbent that has everything working for him. Every institution in America was working for the Biden and the Democratic Party. All of them, with no exception. But Trump was able to triumph only because he did a whole lot of work. He campaigned as if his whole life depended on it. He was moving from podcast to podcast. He was not even going to the mainstream media, which had already been locked down by the Democratic Party. He was going to the podcasters, YouTubers, talking to them, reaching the unreachable people that are in the margin of society, people who don't care about cable news. And the victory was too big to rig. It was too big to rig, Trump said. That is what will save this country and save the opposition in 2027. If they have the mindset that to stop APC from the state they have put this country. Look, this country is a very promising country, a very promising economy. We are talking about a country that was the largest economy in Africa. APC has brought it down to number 4th position. Nigeria is no longer the largest economy in Africa, all thanks to the APC economic management. Nigeria is today the poverty capital of the world, all thanks to the APC. And the poverty itself is increasing by the day. Things has gotten so bad in Nigeria under the APC that tubers of yam are no longer affordable to Nigerians. Market women now cut tubers of yam, cut them into pieces so that families can now buy a tuber of yam cut in pieces to be able to have dinner at home. That's how terrible Nigeria has descended. Tuber of yam. Families cannot afford it. Tubers of yams are now being cut into pieces and put into white leather bags, tied small pieces for families so that they could be able to eat under the APC administration. Under that kind of arrangement, why would any sane person vote for APC? And why would even APC think that they can be re-elected? No, they cannot. Their defeat will be overwhelming, but the opposition have to come together to make it overwhelming. That's the truth. That's the truth. The opposition must make sure that they lock down south, southeast, northeast, northwest, north central. Lock it down. And they can leave southwest for Tinubu. Let us see how he will be president in 2027. That is what needs to be done. In that case, when he has been restricted to that level, that was the level that Chief Obafemi Awolowo was restricted in Nigerian politics. That was why he couldn't make it to the center. Now, the reason why this has to be so is because, one, APC has failed. Tinubu administration has failed. So there is not really nothing to recommend it for second term. If it is that he has performed, nobody will be talking about changing APC. You don't change a winning team. The reason why people are saying, look, this suffering has to stop is because APC couldn't stop it. And there is no likelihood of APC stopping it. But can it be done? It can be done if the opposition leaders come together with the mindset of knowing that the only thing that could stop APC from rigging 2027 election is to ensure that the defeat, the victory will be too big to rig. The victory will be too big to rig. Just the same way Trump put it, too big to rig. That's the only way. The opposition should not forget, if it is not too big to rig, APC will rig it. Look at what happened in 2019. In 2019, it is widely believed that it was Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi of the PDP that won the 2019 election. But it was easily manipulated and rigged by the APC because the victory of Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar was not too big to rig. It was not too big, so it was easily rigged. So, but if you want to defeat APC, it is to lock down these geopolitical zones I talk about. All the top northern politicians make sure that north is locked down against Tinubu. Southeast and south is locked down against Tinubu. He will be left with only southwest. And he cannot be able to, they cannot be able to manipulate the election because it will be too big to rig. That's the mindset that can save this country. Except for that, it is almost impossible to defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. Except that kind of mindset of ensuring that his defeat will be so overwhelming that he will have no choice but to concede defeat. And those who are his henchmen will have nowhere to start to talk about manipulating the results. That, my friend, is what I think is the solution to 2027. Thinking like Donald Trump. The opposition in Nigeria need to think like Donald Trump. They need to think like Donald Trump as they prepare to form alliance, as they prepare to ensure that the APC does not stay any day longer than May 29, 2027. It is to think like Donald Trump. That is very important. I don't know what you think about this, but whatever you think is the solution, better solution that the example of Trump has provided. If you have any better suggestion, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like this video, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.